the weekend, a true Liverpool legend has announced his retirement from football today. I know you didn't manage him, but are you able to sort of sum up his contribution to Liverpool Football Club?
I'm not 100% sure about the word contribution, but what I can say that I'm only here 40 months, and so how could I be the person who can say how big these people are or how it is in Liverpool to live together with legends or whatever. I met a few, of course, and I met Stevie already, and he's a great person, and he's far away from wanting to be a legend or be handled like a legend. He's a completely normal guy, and it's nice having him around, and so good to hear that he is back in town, and yeah, all the rest we will see.
Did you have memories as an outsider looking in then on his career?
Not too much, of course, but I saw a few games, yeah, of course. And meanwhile, I saw, I think, on LFC TV, you can see all 111 or how many goals? How many did he? Yeah. 100 plus 100?
186.
Oh, so maybe I stopped at 111. Yeah. Nice one there. So yeah, of course, I watched a lot of football in my life, and so I saw Steven Gerrard playing. Yeah, clear. All good.
Just ahead of the weekend then, Sunderland for you. Is this the time of the season now with no more international breaks where you feel it really begins? There's an awful lot of matches, but do you feel now that you've got your team together week in, week out, that you can really impact more upon them, working together with them day in, day out?
No. I really didn't have the feeling in the younger past that we suffered under the situation with international breaks or something. It's not perfect, but it's for all teams the same, so that's not a big problem. You have to be always be ready for the next game. So, and when you don't have the problem with the international break, then you have other problems in a week. That's how it is. We had a few players they couldn't train properly all sessions in this week because of the last game or problems they had before and things like this. So you always have some problems, but it's not that I think about this moment now that it's now should be different to the first few weeks, because there were no time to waste in the first few weeks of the season, and so now it will getting more and more intense, of course. Yeah, because of the number of games in December, the end of December and January, on all that stuff. So, but that's the situation, and actually, I don't think too much about it. We have to. We really try to do the best every day and to be prepared in the best way for the next game. And Sunderland, yeah, if you want, they took 6 points out of the last two games. We only 4, so they are favourite or whatever. So it's a situation. That's the best moment Sunderland had in the season. But I mean, you watch their games, and we watched a lot of their games in the last week, and you can see even when they lost the games in the beginning of the season, it was never a clear result. So 2-1, 1-0, 94th minute, things like this. So really unlucky in a lot of moments, and so you need to be ready for this game again. That's the challenge. Not think about what will happen from now on for the next few weeks, because everything can change in every day, and it's nothing we really think about.
I know you've spoken about this before, but apologies for revisiting it. People will now undoubtedly talk of Steven Gerrard coming home, as it were, so I'm just wondering at what stage, if any, maybe any conversations are at.
I'm not sure that you are surprised when I say this is not the room where I want to speak about this. It's not because of you personally. No, it's only when something is to announce, we will announce, and that we talk. I think you can imagine. So that's clear, and that at one day in the future there will be something to announce. That's pretty sure too. But until then, there's nothing to say. That's all.
I'll let you have a drink of water. It's 40 matches now since you've managed to name an unchanged starting 11 from one match to the next. Your injury list doesn't look too bad, I don't think. So I'm wondering if there's an update on that, and Is number 41 maybe the match where it's an unchanged starting 11 for you?
No idea. Actually, it's Thursday and it's 2 days until Saturday. So, what was exactly 40 matches?
You've not named an unchanged starting lineup in the last 40 matches.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought we didn't change too much, actually. Yeah. Okay, different tournaments, 40 matches, so there were a few of the last season too. So, yeah. And in this season, we always changed the starting lineup.
Unless I've made a horrendous mistake. And everybody in this room knows I am capable of that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's not a real plan. So it's not that we say we cannot start with the same starting lineup again. You're right, we have not the biggest injury issues until now. We had a few, of course, but sometimes it was not. The next game came too quick, and so we needed to make a change, or we wanted to make a change, but it's not. That's maybe what it shows. We only think about the next game and not about the last too much. So when we made the analysis, when the analysis is done, then the last game is over, and then it's not important anymore. Then you have a look, and you need to have a look in training. You need to have a look on different things, and especially you need to have a look on the style and strength of the next opponent, and you think about who will help you most in the next game, and that's all we think about. And probably we always decided we need somebody else, but not with a big plan behind and saying always change a winning team to make a new law. So, no, that surprised me a little bit, honestly, that it's so often in a row. If it's right.
Jurgen, you said this is not the room to talk about Steven's future. Just from a general point of view, he said in his statement that he's excited about the future. So, with what he could offer, are you excited for his future as well?
Look, obviously you all are not satisfied with the question of the person next to you, and so you try to do it again. Steven Gerrard, 186 goals. So that each goal is a story, if you want. And of course we can. And the first thing what you should all maybe learn, if somebody wants to help Steven Gerrard, stop being so excited about each step he's next doing, because maybe that's the reason. Because for everything in the life, you need the room and the space and to go to jump in and to do something, to learn something new. If he's retiring as a player, then the next thing what he will do is new. So, if he once was a young player, now he will be a young whatever, and that we will see. There's nothing to talk about, and I'm the absolutely wrong person to tell anything about it, because maybe all of you know him better than I do. Yeah. But what I said, and that's a law, the door is always open for him. But from our side, if he wants an open door, but I'm sure he won't, and if he wants to make which career ever, different career to his former career, then we want to help him. That's how it is. But nothing else to say. And maybe that was already too much.
Jurgen, great start to the season.
Oh, football. Yeah.
But you work with the players day in, day out. You know what they're capable of. How much more improvement can you see in them individually as a consequence of the team?
Since the start. Oh. Again, something I don't really think about. But there's no. Why should I think about our limits or something? Or why should it was good enough in most of the games. It was not good enough in all games. That's how it is, and you have to perform again. And Sunderland is a real challenge, because you already. It's really hard for you, obviously, to ask about a Sunderland game, because everything else seems to be more interesting, and that's the situation we are in. So it's like the points are already on the count, and we couldn't be far away from having the points already. So that's how it is. So why there should be one advantage for Sunderland? We will not underestimate them, 100% not. If one person in the stadium will underestimate them, then would be the first mistake we could make. It's nothing else but then obviously the weather will be good on Saturday, so it looks like, and then it's everything is prepared for a good football game. If we do our job, which will be a difficult one. And why should I think about improvement from the beginning until now, when I have that until now it was good? Yeah, it was good. But the next job is already there, and we have to do this and to do it, the good things again, and the not so good things again in a different way, and all that stuff. And the Southampton game was really important for us. It was really important because, of course, the result was not nice, not too nice, but the games before looked a little bit like we are in a flow, easy. Wow, from one point in the game, everything worked like this. It clicked here and there, and all that stuff. And then you have this day when you don't score early, or you don't score, or you don't score at all. So, but you stay in the game because you are really ready for the work you have to do, and that's what we have to do, all of us, to be ready for the work, and not at the 12th match day have expectations about the game. So, okay, now we have a good position. Come on, let's make the position better in the table. If somebody was disappointed after the game that we are not first in the table anymore, that's crazy. That's really crazy, because nothing happened until now. We only have a good position until now for the rest of the season, and that's what we have to do. And if we want to keep this position or make it better, we need to improve 100%, and there is a lot of space for us.
As far as Sunderland are concerned, then, I know you're not going to underestimate them. Their fortunes in terms of their form has improved since Victor Anichebe has been put up front alongside Jermaine Defoe, and they're a formidable pairing, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, especially, sorry to say, Anichebe? Anichebe, yeah. I only read and saw him playing. I wrote his name, but I never said it actually until now. So it's good to know for the meeting. Yeah, very physical, strong guy. Eh? So yeah, we saw the games, and maybe they played better games than against Hull or Bournemouth, but they won the game. So that's the most important thing to get confidence, and obviously they have it now. But it's our job to show from the first second, as a big crowd involved, that we are different. Here it's different. All good. Sunderland, if they win football games in the Premier League, well done, deserved, whatever, but not here. That's what we have to show. That's not easy, will not be easy, or the absolute opposite of easy, very difficult. That's our job to do. And yeah, they have a good, nobody needs to talk about, everybody knows everything about Defoe. He's experienced, still quick, really good striker, all that stuff. So, and all the rest is good too. So that's Premier League. And that's the job we have to do. And I really hope that everybody, I will work on it, that my team is ready for it, and I hope that the whole crowd is ready for the game too.
Carl? Just on the Southampton result, do you think that helps away in sort of grounding maybe players or the people? In that you were flying before then you yes, you were frustrated with the goals draw. But does it help in bringing down sort of expectations a bit and make you refocus on how difficult it's going to be every week?
If there would have been any doubt about the attitude of the players, then it would have helped, because then you see, okay, with 80% attitude or whatever concentration, then you can win nowhere in the Premier League. And but it was not about attitude. So I was really happy with attitude and a lot of parts of the performance. That's how it is. And yeah, but the point helped. One more than before. The performance helped in a lot of parts. And what I said, a game against Southampton at Southampton is no game where you usually create 20 chances. We had 4 or 5 really big ones. That's a good sign again. But even that is not that important anymore, because the Sunderland game, of course, will be completely different. We have all that. We have everything what we need to be prepared. And that is one that they really are one of the better teams in kind of making sprints, high intensity runs. So, but have not the highest amount of possession. So that shows it's a counter-attacking team. So, but even then, it will be that. And it's not. But the funny thing is that I think already the discussion maybe started again after the draw with a parking bus team or something. But Southampton is not a parking bus team. Southampton was a team which we forced to defend deeper. And that can happen against each team. And we had solutions against Southampton, and we have the opportunity to find solutions against Sunderland. So, but they don't only make counterattacks. They have a lot of other strengths too. There's set pieces and all that stuff. And so, be there with all you have, and try to play your best football. I'm really excited about having the opportunity again. Having the opportunity again to show that we are still there and still in good shape, and using the opportunity, fight for the result and all that stuff. And if we do this, it can be good.
Yeah, Jurgen, I realise I'm pushing my luck here, but if I could just ask you from an international point of view, where would you rank Steven Gerrard? Is he among the world's top players?
I'm absolutely the wrong person. It's the wrong person to answer about this. So the top players, how many do you have top players? Is Pelé involved? Franz Beckenbauer involved? Johan Cruyff involved? Or where should I start? Where can I end? He's a top player, and it's not important what I think. It's important what the people think. So I have absolutely no influence on this. And actually, I said again, I'm maybe the most, I don't know, I'm absolutely the wrong person to talk about. I like him as a person. I saw him once playing live in a stadium. When we lost with Dortmund here, 5-0, he was involved probably. So it was not my best experience in football, and that's all. But it's not. Stop using me for stories about Steven Gerrard. You don't need me. If you want to write something about him, write it. He deserved it. But don't use my name, because I have no idea about it. I like him, and I will give him all help I can, if he wants. So that's 100% sure. And all the rest, stop talking here about this, because it would not help Steven, and it will not help me. So why we should talk about it?
Okay.
Another question about this?
Next week.
Probably. I'm pretty sure next week.